I'm going to hit record. And first, hello everyone. I'm Suzanne Taylor King. All of you personally know me. And what we're going to dive into today is recreating, reinventing, reinvigorating your offers. Perfect timing for Tina because I just talked her into raising her price 5 minutes ago. So perfect timing. So we're going to address today the 7 questions that I have come up with, and I'm going to put the first 3 in the chat. And feel free, make sure you save the chat because I do put lots of juicy information in the chat. So here's the first 3 questions we're going to dive into. Number 1, what's the number one thing your client wants? Let's forget about your program, your offers, your bonus, any of that. What is the number one thing they want? By focusing on their desires, your program is more desirable. So we're going to have some great problem and solution frameworks for you today. And then how quickly do they want to achieve their result? So if they're coming to you for a 1-day seminar, they want their results by the end of the day, right? If they're coming to you for a community, they want the community feature and they want ongoing learning. How are you going to keep them interested? So time frame is really, really important. And more than ever, people want faster results and they want do it for me. So 90% of my workshops, of my coaching is doing it with you. I encourage my clients to do the work while we're talking about it, just like in this workshop. Do the work now so you can get real-time feedback. If your clients are like that, you might want to think of adding that into your program. And then number 5, what do they absolutely not want to do? A lot of times it's more homework, no homework. My new policy is no homework. I know, no homework. My last cohort that was 7 weeks long had about 2 hours of homework every week. Well, I reinvented that program to have more FaceTime with me and no homework. So that makes the program more valuable, makes it more attractive, and it makes somebody say, oh, okay, she's going to do all the work with me, and I'm not going to have to go think about it once I leave her presence, which that's a value add. My next, let's see if I can get all 4 of these last questions in the chat. And I love this first question. These are a combination of questions and insights. This first one is one of my favorites. What have they tried before that didn't work and why? Now, I ask every time somebody signs up to work with me, what coaching programs have you done before? 9 times out of 10, I've either coached in those programs or I've done them or I've read about them. And I want to know, what have you done before? And my personal policy is if you're doing another program, you're not ready to work with me because that fractured attention, I don't get as good results, and neither will you. Now I say that, which is amazing when somebody receives that, oh, you have 2 other coaches right now? Call me when you're done. You're not a good fit for my program. And they're like, oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? It's too much. You can't do that. You can't expect results if you're listening to 3 different people. But you want to acknowledge those failures and explain why you're different. A lot of times that's a classic objection. So you want that to be in your solution. How stressed is your target audience about money right now? If your target audience is stressed about money, that has to be part of the conversation. And, if you're a business coach, maybe you have some sort of ramp up, like you start at $500 a month and then 3 months later it's $1,000 a month as they're making more money. Put your money where your mouth is. That's a huge value add for people. Thank you, Brian. I think I learned that from you.
This
Um,
is all deep stuff. Like you could charge 10 grand for this, Suzanne. I can't, it's hard to keep my mouth shut. This is all like really, really good. I just have to say.
Thank you.
Like
Thank
people might not appreciate how good this is.
you. Dorothy.
There's also the need to differentiate.
Mm,
I've worked with clients who told me money is really tight and they're nervous. And then through an hour conversation, warm up, they'll mention that in their savings account, they have 2.5 million. They're just frightened because they've got large charge card expenses.
right.
You
Right.
know, so what does it mean to be tight financially,
Yes.
right?
Everybody has a different
Yeah,
definition
they
of that.
they may legitimately be tight financially, but they also may perceive themselves as tight financially, and they're in the exact opposite spectrum.
Exactly. Exactly. Number 7 is really key. This is one of my specialties. Changes in the market, changes in technology, changes in software, changes in the way people are delivering products. 10 years ago, online courses were the hot thing. Now you can't sell one for $5.99. Like they're not even a thing anymore. Don't bother doing one. If you need something unique, we got to think about a unique delivery style. So that's really key. So now what we're going to do is open up your chat GPT and we're going to get into this. And the first part is you're going to learn about identifying that core offer from your zone of genius. Then we're going to go into timelines and what that looks like, pain points, problem solution frameworks, pricing with empathy, pricing with the understanding of where your ideal client is in that money mindset and, you know, their pocketbook. What can your ideal client afford? And then we'll dive into the market changes. So the first one is identifying your core offer. What makes your core offer irresistible? Put it in the chat. 5 words or less, what makes your core offer irresistible in your mind right now. And we're going to compare that to after we get into Chat GPT. Awesome. I love that. That's huge, huge right now, Brian. You do it for them. Go ahead, hit me in the chat. What makes your offer irresistible? And then I'm copying your prompt. And this is what you're going to start with. This is going to be your first prompt. Here we go. Now, where you're going to see lots of brackets. Those brackets are where you put in your custom information. And as we build in this thread, you're going to see why putting more information about you is really key. Maria, great to see you. Martine, great to see you. Gordon, twice in 2 days. So oh, Barnsley, that's awesome. And let's see how we tweak that. So your first prompt, I'm going to heart it so you don't lose it in the chat. Based on my offer, you're going to put your offer in those brackets and tell who your offer is for. It's for entrepreneurs making over 6 figures who want X, Y, and Z. Describe it in a way that has emotional words. Emotional words are key. If you want ChatGPT to be emotional with you this way, we have to be emotional back. Now, if you took my brand voice AI workshop and you have my brand is about statement, go copy it. Go find your brand is about statement and put it right into this prompt. Any questions right now? I'm going to start a thread and do this with you so you can see totally without any information from me where we end up getting to. Yes, Dorothy, good value builder right there. I'm going to share my screen. And forgive me if I don't look at you. I have a couple monitors. And again, just unmute if you have a question or raise your hand while I'm screen sharing. Sometimes I don't see. All right, so we're going to start this first prompt based on my offer. And I'm going to go grab my brand is about statement from my little database. Who has their brand in about my brand is about statement ready to go? Charlotte, I saw you say yes. Yes? No? Maybe so? Does anybody need any help creating what they're putting in those brackets? Any questions on that? So you're going to see right now, I'm going to paste in this bracket area, I'm pasting a very long, my brand is about statement. My brand is all about empowering entrepreneurs, business owners, and CEOs to tap into their unique genius and personal development, guiding them to become the best versions of themselves in their business. And it goes on and on and on. Okay. So now that's all in there. And I'm going to hit enter.
And that's the key thing, Suzanne. Yours is so detailed, and ChatGPT needs that, or it's going to spit out generic garbage, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And so the pre-work here that we're talking about, having this, brand is about statement, it could just be one sentence. So I have one, my brand provides transformative coaching and consulting to 6 to 9 figure business owners using positive psychology, a growth mindset, and innovation to elevate their personal and professional lives, ensuring success, more money, more time off, and a harmonious life. So lots of satisfaction once you work with me. So, okay, so here's what it says about my ideal client. The number one thing they want is freedom. Freedom to live life on their terms, unburdened by the grind that once defined their success. And that exactly describes so many of my clients are digital nomads. So many of my clients work maybe one day a week with their clients. They don't want to do more than that. So at the heart of it, they seek confidence to reinvent themselves and reclaim their life, living with purpose, intention, and enjoyment. Super cool. We're going to go on to the next prompt unless anybody has any questions. How do we feel so far? First one. Good? Okay. All right. Second prompt. Let me grab it and copy it. We're going to align your offer now with pain points, timeline. And again, this is the more information you can provide, the better. Let me paste this here in the chat. Okay. So now, based on your offer, insert the offer here. What would my ideal client want to avoid while achieving this outcome? How can I reframe my offer to remove that obstacle? Now, if you don't have your offer clearly defined, here's what I recommend. Coaching or consulting or community or some kind of combination of those words, or, designing or teaching. Be concise as possible with your offer. I'm going to pick on David Visco because I know his offer inside and out. His offer is business coaching for small business owners, typically making under $500,000 a year. And he focuses on key performance indicators across, I think it's 12 different areas to grow income, reduce costs, and increase profit. So that's all you would post in there. It's all you would type in there. And make sure to put your price. Make sure to put your price, because my ideal client that wants freedom, price might be an objection for them. I don't think it is, but it might be. So make sure you put the price of your product in the offer.
How would
So
I do that with tiered pricing? So I have a tiered pricing of, a small group of employees versus a
Mhm.
medium versus a
always
large.
do your highest pricing. Always
Okay.
do your highest pricing. Anytime you meet someone, price is such a differentiator. I love using Dorothy's example when she says my coaching packages start at 100K. Immediately the person talking to her is like, nope, not for me, or leans in and says, I know exactly who your client is. It's such a differentiator. So when you go with your highest price, I don't care if it's $1,000, I don't care if it's 100, I don't care if it's 1,000,000. When you start with that highest price one, you're going to have people come to you for the highest price one, and then downsell's always an option. Who would rather downsell, have your most expensive clients come and downsell, rather than have those downsell people come and try to, right? Much better. Much better. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Chat GPT. And I'm going to type in this prompt. And I'm going to show you how basic I am with my offer. My coaching offer to reinvent and create a business, a podcast, a coaching program, or thought leadership. Prices start at 50K. That's it. Okay, this sounds about right. They want to avoid the feeling of overwhelm, fear of wasting time and money on something that doesn't generate the results they envision. They're already successful, so they have no interest in a cookie cutter approach. I actually use that in my branding. No cookie cutter approaches. Challenge the status quo. Be different, be unique, be a category of one. So this is spot on, even though this thread is not programmed for me. Now, reframing my offer. Did everybody get that in their response? Reframing your offer to remove the obstacle. Who wants to share theirs? What did it say about yours, Charlotte?
Do you want me to go over the reframing or what the summary is?
The reframing. What reframing did it suggest?
Because I love the summary. Reframed for me, personalization, highlight how my training is highly tailored to their unique challenges, whether they stem from generational gaps, seniority issues, specific communication breakdowns. Emphasize the program goes beyond cookie cutter approaches, ensuring that every module is designed to fit their workforce and drive results immediately. Also did one on efficiency and proven results and long-term impact.
Nice.
And give me an example paragraph that's fantastic that just says, our such and such communication training isn't just another generic workshop. It's a customized solution tailored specifically to your team's challenges, focus on long-term impact, et cetera, et cetera. So it gives some great suggestions.
That's great. I love my paragraph too. And I've never run this series for myself before. This has always been done with clients. So this is really cool to do this real time, because you're seeing that, oh my gosh, that is Suzanne. Like, it isn't about adding one more thing to your plate or navigating an overwhelming process. Our work together will eliminate the guesswork, focus on what truly matters to you, will streamline your journey, ensuring every move aligns with your goals so you can build your legacy with clarity, confidence, and ease without the stress of doing it alone. And I would add without homework. That sounds like I wrote that. And this is the beauty of this series that I really want you to grasp. Now, would I tweak a couple things to sound more like my new LinkedIn headline? Yes. Would I change a couple words? I wouldn't say without the stress of going it alone. I would say something more along the lines with the team behind you to support you, because I already have the team. You don't have to worry about that. So I'm taking yet another worry off their plate. Martine. I can't hear you. Can anybody else hear him?
No, he must be muted.
There we go.
Or-
Sorry, I had,
Okay.
let me change this. Is that better? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So first off, I want to thank you for everything you've done, everything I've learned from you and the accelerated program. I just finished my 54th podcast, and I'll upload that on Saturday. So it's really cool. So thank you for your support on that. And then everything you do is amazing.
Thank
So
you.
I'm using that prompt, and what I did, the reason I raised my hand was my offer is I have a 30-day human performance mastery program, and I have it at $1,000. So
Mhm.
then I did the prompt at 1,000. Then I heard you say you're 50,000. So I'm just going to make it a little more expensive. So then I put it at 3,000, right?
Uh-huh.
And then it gave like, that's even better. I go, well, what if I say 10,000? That's even better. It's like, it really kind of followed me like in a way. It's like, Martine, if you want to charge $1,000, you could sound like this. But if you want to charge 10,000, like, let's get to work. And I got goosebumps just thinking about like looking at like the offer and what it, how it framed it, how it reframed it, literally reframing the way I'm looking even at myself. So thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Brian, put the link to your community in the chat when you have a chance, please.
And even like, I just have a little tip here about that. This is kind of like one of my secrets about framing things. What you just said, Martine, is so gold. It's like this. You want to sell for $5,000, put 20K into the prompt and design it as a 20K offer. And then you're selling it for $5,000. That's one thing to play with, thing to experiment.
I love that.
Like
I love
for me,
that.
if I want to get the person who absolutely wants to make 20K a month, I want to market to people that are striving for 50K a month. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So anyway,
Gold.
I love that you just observed that, Martine. That's really good for everyone here to know that.
And thanks for what you added, because you reframed it again. So thank you.
And
Yes.
what's really cool about doing that, when you design something that you're imagining it's going to cost $1 million and then you're selling it for 50,000, you're in the energy and the mindset of this is a freaking bargain. This
Yes.
is going to change your life. This is all the work I've done on myself the last 2 years. You've seen a difference in me. Come on, let's go. Let's do it. Right. And when you can have that energy behind what you're doing, you don't have to sell. People lean in and say, how do I get that? How do I smoke what you're smoking? How do I have what you're having? Right. And that's the energy you want to be in. All right. Next prompt. I'm putting it in the chat. How can I offer payment plans or bonuses? Decide what you want. Some of us don't want payment plans anymore. I want clients that pay in full. So take payment plan out and put bonuses, and same offer that align with your audience's financial stress level, or take that out. If your audience, you don't want financial stress level, take that out and make the prompt fit the person you want. And this is going to help you. We're going to go back to Chat GPT. And I'm going to say the same offer as above. Making my offer feel like a no-brainer. Here we go.
You
Can I
never
share
see
one
something-
more like
Yeah,
quick
go
up?
ahead. Yeah.
For anyone who thinks you don't need bonuses, right? You need something that makes people know that if they act now, there's a reason to act now. If it's going to be the same deal 2 months from now, then we all have priorities, right? It won't be our highest priority.
Yeah.
So it's always good to have a new client discount, fast action discount, something, not discount, bonus. Something that makes people want to move forward now who want to move, like there's an incentive for that. I think it's really important.
Yes, and our last prompt is going to help us with the urgency and like the sales page stuff. So you'll be able to add some more genius there, I'm sure. So premium payment plan, quarterly payment plan, if I'm going to split 50K into 4 payments, 6-month breakdown, early pay in full bonus. So if somebody pays 50K in full, they're going to get a VIP day with me. Straight up. I'm going to fly to them. I'm going to spend the day with them. We're going to have lunch. We're going to work on their business for the whole entire day. High value bonuses, private access to you. This is key with a group coaching program, including one-on-one access to me. That's a game changer. Resource library. Nobody wants mine. Nobody wants no, you don't want all that. So I wouldn't do that. Post-program support. Now I have an 8-week program, that you get twice a month support for 10 months after the 8 weeks are up. I added that because my people from prior cohorts said they needed it, said they wanted it. So now it's part of the program. Stress-free. What I like a results-based guarantee. We decide your outcome at the beginning of my program, and I continue working with you until you reach that outcome, period. Might take you 3 months, might take you 3 years, but I'm not leaving you behind. So that's part of the value add. So then it should give you some example language, and whose example language resonates with them. Anybody want to share? If not, we'll move on to the next one. How's everybody doing?
You never cease to amaze me. Never.
Well, thank you. You do the same to me, just in a different way. Okay, we're going to move on to risk and objections and problem solution frameworks. Problem solution frameworks are my favorite selling feature of a program. So first we're going to ask, I have to stop share to put this in the chat for you. Okay. What common objections or concern might my audience have about the above offer? And don't worry, I'm going to give you a whole list of these prompts, and you can use these separately, not in the chain. So I'll give that to you at the end. So you're going to paste that in and just say about the same offer, about the above offer. And what are the best way to minimize those risks? And here's my screen again. I'm going to say about the above offer. And this is going to give you some language to use when you get those objections, or language to use before you get objections. So one of the things, is it really worth the investment? Make sure you address that on your sales page or in your emails. Maybe you have a couple case studies. If not, then you address those concerns in your FAQ page or your sales page. And this is always interesting. I'm already making great money. Will this really work for me? I would be a little stumped to answer that one. How this will take up too much of my time. Nope, only the time you spend with me because you're not going to get homework. Yay, no homework. What if it doesn't work for me? Well, if you give up, there's nothing I can do. But if you don't get your results in your 8-week program with me, I continue working with you until you do. So that is not a concern. So each one of these, by knowing my response ahead of time, is going to increase the amount of yeses that you get. I'm not sure I'm ready for this level. Okay, goodbye. I'm not overcoming that one. Don't want to. If you're not ready for me, I move fast, I talk fast, I expect lots of action. And if you're not ready for that, it's okay. But I'm not the right coach for you if that's the case. Awesome. Okay, so now the next one is not in the chain I'm going to give you. So you might want to copy this one. I will put it in the chat. I'm going to free flow on this prompt for problem solution frameworks. So given this offer, I would like, and feel free to create, I want to empower you to start prompting like I do and being a little bit more detailed. So feel free to go on your own right here and see what happens. I would like to create problem solution frameworks. Now, ChatGPT knows what this is. It's already programmed. It knows what problem solution frameworks are. Please give 6 to 10 common problems that my program, and I'm going to say my 8-week business accelerator solves. Then solutions to those problems. That's it. Now it's going to come up with, and some of them may not be spot on for my ideal client, but we're going to see stagnation in business growth, lack of clear marketable offerings, overwhelmed by multiple responsibilities, ineffective marketing and sales strategies, lack of influence and thought leadership, struggling to stand out in a competitive market, difficulty retaining clients and creating long-term relationships, inconsistent revenue and cash flow. That couldn't be more spot on for the problems I solve. And the really interesting part about this is we can ask it to go deeper and create a case study based on, let's go with number 7. I'm going to say, with number 7 in mind, create a fictional case study for my client. She's always named Becky. Becky, who was shy, introverted, and had trouble building rapport and relationships, resulting in lack of referrals and introductions. Her visibility on, typing too fast, on social media was non-existent. Please feature how my program and charisma instruction solved that for her. Now, this is going to blow your mind. Now, until you have your own case studies, you can make up stories. You just say it's a fictional case study. It's an example case study. That's totally fine. Totally fine. Once you have testimonials, you have video testimonials, you transcribe that video testimonial, you put that transcription into Chat GPT, you have it write a case study about that client for you. I've done it 100 times and they turned out fabulous. So what's key is this turning point. That turning point is where you're going to catch people and get them to purchase. So with that turning point in mind, we're going to go on to the next step. So the approach, we worked on mastering first impressions, attitude and mindset, building rapport through synchronization, social media charisma. The results: increased referrals, improved confidence, social media breakthrough, 30% increase in revenue. This is where I want you to focus with your sample case study or real one, the results, because speaking to those results, we're going to use that in the next prompt. Any questions so far? Everybody good? Deer in the headlights? Ready for a drink? Okay, wonderful. All right, so now where we are going to go is we're going to ask what solutions and what trends in the market, and we're going to position ourselves a little bit differently. So here's the next prompt. What recent trends or changes should I incorporate into my offer to make it more relevant for my target audience in 2024? Now, I'm going to add a little bit to that prompt because that's not what I want to share. Because I want to be more of a challenger. I want to be more of an innovator. So I'm going to put that prompt in and I'm going to add to it. I'm going to say, be bold, be innovative, and be different. I like my clients to become a category of one. Now, put in what that means for you. So what recent trends or changes should I incorporate into my offer to make it more relevant? After that, add something specific about you that you like your clients to, like Dorothy likes her clients. They're usually in transition. She wants them to embrace the transition and move forward with their career, their lives. Add that into it. Now here's, this is so good. Like I'm laughing because I've incorporated AI into every program that I offer. I have a high ticket community in the works. I am a conscious leadership facilitator, ethical influence. I never even thought about that. Ethics are very important to me. And isn't that interesting that it picked up on that? Monetizing your authority through micro niche positioning. That's a different way of saying category of one. Category of one, everybody says that. Tons of people say that. Micro niche positioning, juicy. Personal growth as a business strategy. Yes, please, every day. Experience design in coaching programs. What's this mean? Clients are craving more than content. They want memorable transformational experiences in their learning journey. The rise of experiential coaching through gamification, immersive environments, and highly interactive learning is taking hold. Wow, love it. Thank you. Asynchronous, hyper-personalized coaching. Yup, every client of mine gets a WhatsApp channel with me to talk. Monetizing thought leadership through decentralized platforms. What is this? NFT memberships? No, thank you. Don't want to do that. Shortened result cycles with rapid success sprints. Well, isn't that interesting how I now do an 8-week coaching program, which is 1 year of coaching in 8 weeks. Holy crap. This is spot on for me. And those who know me in this room, how much do you see that that is spot on for me? Okay, so with yours, is it been as spot on for you? Raise your hand, comments, questions. It's good, Barnsley. Excellent. Go ahead, Martine.
Yeah. Oh,
No, go ahead, Barnsley.
okay. So, yes, I mean, yes. In fact, some of the stuff that I say to people was in the prompt.
Nice.
So I was like,
Okay.
wow, how did it know that? So I'll say, like, this is not a cookie cutter. This is tailored just to you because your
Yeah.
business is unlike any other person's business. And any program that tells you that is lying to you. So I'm so glad we're having this conversation. So
Yeah.
I really like this. I am behind too, as Martine said, he's behind, I'm behind too. So I'm really glad you're going to give us the prompts, but the ones
Yes.
I got were great. And I
Awesome.
added a few more, Suzanne, too. I added, what are the unspoken objections
Yes.
people have? I got a really interesting answer on that one.
Yeah, this last one that we're going to go into is more the emotional connect. So we're going to talk about what are the emotional things, what are the hidden problems. One of the things that a lot of my clients struggle with is something they don't talk about publicly. So if I mention it in my post, they might read it, but they're not going to comment. They're not, because there's a stigma attached with not making enough money, working too much, right? And so people aren't going to interact with that content. So how do we know who's even resonating with our stuff? It's about going a little bit deeper to what those problems are actually causing in their life. If you're working 80 hours a week trying to have a successful business, there's problems in your life. Your wife thinks you're having an affair with your business, right? Your kids aren't seeing you. So there's deeper emotional things that you can talk about that somebody's going to go, oh yeah, that's happening to me. And that's really key. Martine, did you have a question? No. Okay. All right. Any questions before? Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Suzanne, how are you? I'm going a little kooky here because I've got about like 10 pages worth of chat right now, just cranking out some material. Do you have a timeline on how to go through all of this? Because I've just been copying and pasting and putting heads and subheads on the Google Doc so I can go back later. But I mean, we did this last time. I still have a lot and I've done some of it. Do you have a timeline on how to make sense of all this? Because I'll be up all night and then, you know, and then I'll forget about it. And then, you know, do you have a way to kind of get through this on a timeline? We'll be back next month. So what's up?
Yeah. So I think what you're asking is how to keep track of all the content and make it usable for you. Is that what you're saying?
Sounds very, yeah. Sounds like that, yes.
So I have some clients that prefer a Google Drive folder with their separate documents. So ideal client document, problem solution document, program document. I have some clients that use Notion. I like Notion. I keep lists in Notion. I also have Evernote right on my desktop, and I keep different folders of information. And when you start creating content with it, you're going to need folder upon folder. So figure out what works best for you, whether it's going to be Dropbox or Google Drive or Evernote. And my Evernote folder, I'll show it to you before we leave, but I have, gosh, there's even a notebook that says Periscope ideas. That one's old. I think I could delete that one, but you never know. There might be some good juicy ideas in that folder. So I have a folder for every program I create. And within that folder, there's a document for emails. There's a document for social posts. And it's just about keeping it somewhere so that you don't have to scroll back through those threads. So whatever way works for you. Charlotte.
Thanks.
Just a quick comment. I put in your caption about making it bold. One of the suggestions for me was interactive virtual reality training simulations. I have no idea how I would do that, but I just thought it was funny to incorporate virtual reality.
Ask it.
Okay.
Go back and yeah. What, Brian?
I just want to point out how valuable that last prompt was for me. I did what you said, Suzanne, totally aligned. Be bold, be innovative, be different. I already am all of that, but what it gave me in all of the prompts is kind of like the new way to talk about it, because I'm kind of locked into my old way of thinking about a lot of these things. So that language is awesome. And I'll point out one that's a gem. It said to develop CAS, C-A-S, like software as a service. This is communities as a service. Ooh, pretty hot. And that's already what I'm doing, but that is so hot and attention grabbing for what I'm doing, right? So in other words, teaching my clients how to offer a community as part of their service. Wow. Like that's just one of the 4 gems in there. They're like, I'm doing it. That's sweet.
That's so good, because if you hadn't, you're already doing it.
Yeah.
As a school affiliate, right? But taking that to the next level and say, I'll do it for you. Concept design, like, oh my God.
We already have an offer for that, but talking about it like this will really just grab the attention. And
yeah, really good. Love it. All right, here's your next prompt. This is where we're going to refine the offer above, refine my offer above into a clear, irresistible, hell yes offer that my audience desires, pain points, timeline, and financial concerns. Now, those questions that I shared with you at the beginning, they're also going to be in your document that you get to take away. So you can start to play with those questions when you're creating an offer, when you're creating, an offer, a course, even a social media post. You can ask yourself those questions and say, does this post address those concerns for my ideal client? And this is how we can start writing that actually our ideal clients, when they read it, they say, oh, that's me. That's me. And this also helps if you're more like me. I talk to most of my clients. Very rarely does somebody read a social media post of mine and go, oh, I need to hire her. So there's a little bit of difference between somebody who's clicking to buy something for $27 and somebody who's going to hire a coach for $25,000. There has to be a conversation most of the time for my clients, but these terms have helped me up level myself. Our last prompt is going to do just that by refining the offer above into a clear, irresistible, hell yes offer. And I am going to update this a little bit that addresses my audience desires, pain points, timelines, and financial concerns, and makes this the exact offer that they need. Please incorporate the idea that an 8-week program is 1 year of coaching. So customize that for you and see how it turns out. And let's see what it says. 1 year of results in just 8 weeks. Love it. Strategic high impact partnership. Who's it for? More freedom, more influence, more impact. Yes. Here's what you want and what you'll get. Love it. Problems you're facing and how we solve them. Your business is growing, but you're not. You're overwhelmed with the day-to-day. You know you need to be more visible. Exactly what we talked about at Coaches in Conversation yesterday. And Tina took immediate action and made a post and tagged me in it, took a picture, tagged me in it, tagged our speaker, Jason, in it. Tina, well done on that. Okay, so number 7, this is really interesting, private access to exclusive communities. When my clients work with me, they get exclusive introductions. They get my inner circle people. So I would switch that to that. But I love everything else. AI powered brand building and content creation. The guarantee, if you don't see measurable results within the first 60 days, I'll continue working with you for free until you do. I would say it different. I wouldn't say I continue working with you for free. I continue working with you until you reach your goals. Investment options, why you need this now. 2024, the market is shifting fast. Those who can position themselves as leaders and leverage AI, personal branding, high ticket offers will dominate their industries. Don't wait another year to get where you want to go. Let's compress a year of results into 8 weeks and fast track your growth. Love that. Okay, so that's where we're going to end today. But I want to go one step further with one other little tip before we go to questions. AI can give you really rapid content, but you constantly have to refine it. So at the bottom of this thread, if you want to take it to the next level, go get a writing sample of yourself. Maybe you've written a blog post or you've written a couple social media posts and say, now I'm going to give you a sample of how I talk or how I write, and upload that into that thread and then have it refine your offer again based on your tone of voice. So my tone of voice is conversational and authoritative. So now I use that when I go back to ChatGPT and ask it to talk like me. What's also possible in this thread, who wants my content creation prompt? I'll go grab it. It's a good one. So this one will create 30 days of either Instagram content. Let me. Okay. I don't see it in my AI folder. Yay. All right, I'll grab it for you. Hold on one second. Any questions? Let's get into it. Who needs help?
I have a question.
Who's that?
Me, Martine.
Okay, go ahead.
Should have, I guess. So my 30-day human performance mastery program, there's people can't get to it in 30 days because there's like lots of content, meditation, breathing, homework and all that stuff. And I don't expect them to get through it in 30 days. So what would you say, like, how would you prompt it so that like I want to let people know, like, it takes people like 6 months to get through it, which is fine,
Okay.
but I want them to be able to, do it at their leisure, but I want to keep it compact because my audience, like, they want the 30-day program,
So
I want to be able to
I would say something along the lines of move as fast as you want. Not go at your own pace. That to me as a high performer means slow.
Yeah.
No. Move as fast as you want, Suzanne. Oh, good. I'll do it all in one day. Yay.
Yeah.
Right. So you
Yeah.
want to appeal to those people who are more high performers. You always talk in the positive.
That's why it's cool to
do it
make.
one day, but yeah.
Yeah. What did you say, Brian?
That's why it's cool to make the program shorter, but offer more support afterwards as a bonus.
Yeah.
It's the best of both worlds.
Yeah. Gordon.
Could you do something you and I had talked about, maybe doing a program light,
Yes.
right? Like do
I
a
have
shorter
thread
version
just
of
for
it.
you. I have a thread just for you. You want me to share it?
Sure.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, if he does it's not going to take 6 months. He wants to do it in 30 days. Maybe
Yeah.
there's a light version of it, whatever the program is, light, and then it's like a real short tidbit teaser
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
longer
Good
program.
idea. That's a
Mhm.
really good idea. Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
Suzanne's idea.
Oh, no, yeah. Like I don't have to have the breath work. I don't have to have maybe the meditation in it. Maybe it's just the fundamentals or something.
Yeah.
A really good idea. Yeah.
All right, here's a little special I have happening in October. It's 5 days with me where we do exactly this for your offer. So we are going to deconstruct your offer, remake it, rebuild it, all using AI. It's 90 minutes, 5 days in a row, hands-on with me. And it's actually week 2 of my 8-week accelerator. I pulled out week 2. It's the most popular week. Everybody loved it. And offering that in a 5-day sprint. So if you're interested in that, that's in the chat. And I want to show you what I created for Gordon. And let me pull up Chat GPT again and let you into Gordon's makeover of his program, and what it came up with was really, really cool. All right, so I have all of this was an example program that I put together for Gordon. Totally, I said I would like a 9-step course outlined for an experienced coach who works with professional athletes and high-performing entrepreneurial men in the field of EQ, improving relationships, performance, healthy mindset. Each step should solve one core problem, have 3 action steps, and 3 activities. Now, the reason I ask for that specifically, 9-step course, 3 action steps, and 3 activities. I have another AI tool that if his program is laid out like that, and I take that and enter it into this other tool, it spits out landing pages, sales language, video scripts, emails, but it has to be in that structure. So I was playing for Gordon. So basically, it created a course outline, and I am using a custom GPT called Course Creator Pro. So if you need to do a search in the GPTs, it's Course Creator Pro. It's been used 500,000 times. It's phenomenal. So course outline, emotional intelligence for high-performing professional athletes and entrepreneurial men. And as you can see, it goes through the steps, core problem, 3 action steps, 3 activities. What's really cool is these activities, if you don't know what they are for your program, you can ask it and it will create an activity or a worksheet, whatever you need for your program. The more information you give, so if I took, before asking it this, if I took every book Gordon's ever read, every course he's ever taken, and every certification that he has, and I program this thread with all of that information, his course is going to turn out much more custom, much more robust. And that does take some time to do that. It's like kind of creating that second brain of yourself. But you can see all the steps. And then it gives a nice conclusion. And this is what Gordon sent to me. I said, this is great. Now I would like to revise with these things in mind. So this is Gordon's checklist from his program. I programmed all that stuff in. Then it redoes the outline for me with all the stuff Gordon gave me. And it's using some of his language, which is just incredible. So whole program, again, all created. Conclusion. And then I said, now I would like to create 7 to 10 problem solution frameworks. These should be emotional problems that the ideal client is suffering from, and the solution should be something from this program. What other information would be helpful in creating these? It didn't need any more information. It gives me some more questions for Gordon. I sent those to him. And now, once I have answers to some more of these questions, I can get more custom with it. And I can also say, I would like to promote this program on social media. Please create 5 posts for LinkedIn that talk about problem solution in a way that provides value, not too salesy. Sale, S-E-Y, help me.
Yeah. Tulsa.
Salsy? Sales? See? I don't, how do you spell salesy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you got it there. That
All
looked
right.
right.
Not too
Sale S-Y.
Not too slick. Or
S
not too.
S-A-L.
You had it right there. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. That's it.
Okay. Okay, so now it's going to create some LinkedIn posts for Gordon. Don't worry, Gordon, I'll send these to you if you like them. Okay, so what's really cool, because I asked for it in this framework, I would not put solution and problem in my post. I would just take those 3 paragraphs and post it. I love it. Very cool. I'll send those to you, Gordon. Now, the other thing you can do is create a video script for each one of these. So watch what I do here. We're going to take post number 1. I'm going to copy it. How many minutes? Let's say 10-minute video script without scenes. ChatGPT loves to put scenes in, like it's a video. So I always say without scenes, just text for the reader to read about, and then I'm going to paste. Okay, what I like about this is that it's conversational. Martine, you do all of those little video scripts. So you could easily use this to create some of those. Did you have a question?
Yeah, thank you. It was about the books. You know me, I read books, I mark them up and stuff. So what do you when you were talking about adding the books in, are you just adding like, like breaking the habit of being yourself, indistractable, blah, 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 1%. So are you just saying, take the ideas from this book, or are you kind of saying, I like chapter 4, I like chapter 10 and Think and Grow Rich, like how are you just
Great
trying to be a
question.
little specific,
I do
or-
it I do 2 different ways. So I have a thread over here that's book summaries. So I used a custom GPT for that. Gordon, I'll send you your video script. And so basically this is called effortless book summary with diagrams. And I use that. What book do you want to play with, Martine?
let's say Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Let's say that.
Okay. Joe Dispenza, right?
Yeah.
I say, please create a chapter by chapter summary with I like action steps for an entrepreneur. And you can change that to whatever you want. It's going to give you a summary and then each chapter.
Cool.
Now, if you want it to go deeper into that chapter, that's what it'll prompt you when it's done. I do that routinely, and I'll say, chapter 4 seems to be a problem for me. Could we go deeper into that chapter and explain, how I can stop living in a linear time perspective, constantly stuck in the past or future, be more present, and give me some tips for practicing,
Yeah.
this key action step, something like that.
Yeah, I can see what you can do from that point. That's really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, like, there's a lot. So now you have a whole new set of prompts that are specific.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. I love it.
And
gotta-
I think
gotta
the
jump in my
key
car.
is being comfortable playing and seeing what kind of output you get, like with a book summary, or sometimes I'll analyze something somebody else wrote. If it really resonates with me, I'll say, so I had this coach a while ago who wrote these very long emotional posts on Facebook all about entrepreneurship. And I had it analyze his writing style because they always appealed to me. So I was just curious, why is that appealing to me? And it gave me a whole insight into him and his writing and why that would be appealing to me. And I copied it and I sent it to him. I said, "Hey, Ron, this is why I like your stuff." And he was like, "Where'd you get that from? It's totally spot on." And we just had a good little laugh over it.
That's a really cool way to engage, because I
Yeah.
do engage authors, and that'd be cool. Kind of, you're pulling your stuff. I really like this or that,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
that's really
when I
cool.
used to do my book club, the thing people liked the most was the AI summary and then the action steps from the book. So I would always put a list of action steps together, like key person of influence, a list of action steps. Like, you don't even have to go read the book if you don't want to. It's a great book. Highly recommend it. But if you just want to cut to the chase and do the action steps to be that key person in your network, well, here's the action steps. Have at it.
Yeah, like Tiny Habits or something like that. There's so many different cool little things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark Joyner does that with books in his email. I'm on his email list.
Does he?
Simpleology. I don't know if you know him, but
No, I don't.
he's a major internet marketer for the last 20 years. But yeah, I get his emails. He does that with books. Exactly what we're talking about.
Nice. Yeah, I like that. That resonates with me. Steve, you said what was the prompt for the video script again? I just said, how long please create a video script without scenes, because otherwise it'll say opening scene, you don't need that. Just say a 10-minute video script, or you could use amount of words if you want, about X, Y, and Z. And I always, when I'm doing it for myself, I say, please create a video script in a conversational, approachable tone, and don't be afraid to insert a little humor.
Yeah.
Does that help, Steve? Good.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Real quick, can I throw it? So I have to go right now. I'm gonna
Yes.
be in the car and listen to the rest of this, but I have to go. I
Yeah.
have a coaching appointment. But
No, we're done.
I have
We're
like a
done.
whole video script thing that I do, because I do my podcast and stuff. I'll
Yeah.
share that with you.
Okay.
Suzanne. Yeah, it works really good.
Awesome.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome. Any other questions before we wrap up?
I just had a question, but I'm going to just try it out. If I have a link from a YouTube video, can I create a script, a transcript, and then do
Yes.
what you just did?
Yes,
Right.
you can. And it can be anybody's YouTube video.
Yeah. Okay.
So I would recommend a custom GPT for that. Go over to
Oh.
the left and go to search GPT, and in your search, just say YouTube transcriber or YouTube summarizer, and use one of those. Use one of the more popular ones, and you'll get much better results.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Cool
good.
part is if you have already analyzed your writing style and your talking style, then you transcribe the YouTube video, then you rewrite the transcription in your tone of voice, and it's phenomenal. So
Okay.
do
I'll
some
try that.
research and find out on YouTube what the viral topics are in your niche and pick those videos that have, 20,000 views on the video, and that's the topics that are gaining interest, with other people.
Oh, okay. Never did that. Wow. Okay.
This was awesome, Suzanne. I can't
Thank
believe
you.
It was awesome. I know my head is like spinning with so much
Oh, I
information.
take pride in the head spin.
It's
Trust me.
okay. It's good. It's
Trust
good.
me.
It's all good.
It's good.
I love the fire hose. It's my favorite thing. Bring it on. I love it.
Thank you.
Suzanne, how do
Yeah,
we get the
hold on.
prompts?
I'm gonna grab
Emailing
the,
them?
let me grab the link for you.
Yeah, she's gonna send us the link or give it to us. I'm saving the chat.
Awesome. Save the chat. And where's the link? There it is.
Saying, Suzanne, I'll let you know in a couple of weeks how good this was. I mean, just to say it's good, I like it a lot, doesn't say much, but I'm taking everything from chat, putting into a document.
Yes. Oh, here, I'll show you how I keep track if you want.
Right ahead.
This is my Evernote. All right, so over here is all my notebooks. So I have content notebooks, social media. I have learning notebooks. I have personal notebooks. I have archive of old stuff. I have client notes for all of my clients. Then I have programs and challenges. So this is where, this is my coaching folder. So
Suzanne, you shared the wrong
oh,
window.
did I? Sorry.
I think so, yeah, I was gonna say. At least we know you're on a MacBook or what's
Yeah.
we got?
Yeah. All right, here we go. There's the main.
There you go. Oh, my.
All right, so here's all the folders, all the notebooks. I like it because it's notebook oriented and I can have different piles of notebooks, which that's just appealing to me. So this right here, this is my current coaching offers, and here's today. This is Attractor event number 4. This was the email that went out and the social media post. And here's the 7 game-changing questions to turn your offer into a whole hell yes offer. And then here's the workshop breakdown with, the first 5 minutes intro. Here's the Google Doc with your prompts in it. And then here, this is our first section, the first prompt, and then it just keeps me on track for giving a workshop. Now, here's the really cool part. This was all done in a ChatGPT thread. So here's the sales conversation. Here's what I posted in the chat. Here's the offer. This is 5 days. Spend it with me, refine your offer, add strategic bonuses, set the perfect high profit price point, create the marketing messages that connect, confidently sell your offer, who this workshop is designed for. You're going to get an email that says all of this after today. And then here's what you get, 5 days of live interact. And that's all in this thread. And then here's more emails to invite my list to that 5-day thing. And as you look through this folder, you're going to see, here's my ideal client avatars and their pain points. And I keep all of this in one place.
And this is an Evernote, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Don't have Evernote. I'm going to get Evernote.
I'll tell you why I like it, because it syncs across my devices. So
yeah, I've heard of it.
If I see something that motivates me or inspires me, I can copy it and I can put it on my phone. Like, it's right there. And whatever I put in my phone is in here on my desktop, which that's really appealing. to me because I get ideas in the middle of the night. I get ideas on vacation. You know, I'm at the grocery store and I see something and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta
That's-
write that down.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
And where do
Let me
you
ask you
get
a
it?
question. You've got so many avatars. Do you have a product for each of your avatars, or you just market it differently, the same product for each avatar?
I only have 3 offers.
Small,
One,
medium, large?
yes, but the large one isn't promoted on social media at all. That's pretty
Okay,
much,
thank you.
you know, that's
If it's a
sometimes,
$50,000 package, I'm not buying it on Instagram, no offense.
right, right. That person has to come to me from a referral specifically to create a business, create thought leadership, or create something. But being specific about the introduction, so I would say, you know, the overwhelmed CEO, the plateaued entrepreneur, the visionary business leader, the legacy entrepreneur 65 plus, that's the one that comes to me for my highest offer. And they're typically referred to me. And it's more for me. It's not for social media per se, so that when I'm introduced to somebody, and I just had a great one yesterday. Somebody introduced somebody to me, and I knew immediately, soon as he started describing himself and his business and what he does, I immediately knew he was that legacy entrepreneur, you know, 60 plus. He wants to retire in 3 years. He's got this big company he's running. He doesn't know how to transition it to be more self-sufficient, not need him. He's using old technology to run his business. I was like, ah, I could solve all your problems in about 15 minutes. So it's more for me so that I know when I meet those people. And then I would say, when somebody says, Sue, who can I introduce you to? I say it the same all the time now. I say my highest priced client. So I say it in this way. I say at the highest level, my ideal client is over 50, if not over 60. They've had a large exit, a very successful corporate career or a business. They don't want to retire. They want to reinvent how they use their intellectual property and offer something to the world. And every time I've said it, I've gotten an introduction to a person that fits that exact description. Now, whether or not, you know, it's a longer sales cycle when you're talking something $50, $100,000, it's much longer. The person really has to know you and really has to trust you. So it's different, but I get quality introductions because I know exactly who I'm asking for.
Okay,
And that helps.
that's what you mean by, so now, is this just kind of chicken or the egg? Do you create the avatar with chat and then go find her? Do you find the person and then let's kind of describe it through chat? How do you meet the person, then get a description in chat? Do you find a description?
Yeah, I think
and
it's a
manifest it in
combination.
chat?
Yeah, I think it's a combination because I've worked with enough clients now that I kind of know, you know, my ideal client is typically male, typically over 50, typically has some sort of thought leadership or intellectual property, has a business, has a family, either goes to church or is very spiritual. Now, how many people in this room does that describe?
So I got 3 years in to get shit rich and find Jesus, then I'll come hire you.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Any other questions? Don, you have any questions? Steve, Ted?
Oh, I just want to say thank you. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. I hope it helped. I hope it
It
helped.
was very
with your
helpful. Thank you so much. And you have a
creation.
great day.
You're welcome. You too.
Yeah, I
Thanks
got a
very
lot
much,
of work
Suzanne.
to
It's
do.
great.
Real work now.
Yeah, real work to do. How about you, Don? Any questions?
No, it's more coffee needed is all.
More coffee needed. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you should know by now. Just come caffeinated, okay? But if you have any questions in the future, just reach out. Let me know. Keep me posted on how you make out with your thread. How about you, Ted?
It was awesome. It was awesome. As you know, I have I have to speak in the language of faith to do mine. So you've given me some good steps into that. I
Mhm.
just have to translate, right? I
Yeah.
have to translate the language. So I'm really excited to try that, and I'll send it to you when I've translated it.
Okay. Did you do my brand voice AI workshop?
I didn't. Yeah, as you know, sometimes during the week I'm teaching all day long, so my
Okay.
schedule is
Let
flexible.
me grab those prompts for you, and you can it's 4 documents, and you just follow the instructions, and you're going to edit that to, you know, bring in your language however you need to.
Thank you.
And if you do that first,
Before I do today's.
yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
I will.
All right, let me.
And
You
I
don't
guess
want
through STK mode, I should say, right, if you ever meet someone who doesn't meet your profile that's faith-based, you should send them to me, right? Isn't that isn't that what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Right? You're
Yeah.
teaching us. Good. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, there's that one. Hold on.
Oh, you know what? I did have one other question. I'm sorry.
Sure, go ahead.
As you were doing your chat GPT, I saw something about created by AI. It looked like it was another private GPT or a custom GPT. And I wasn't sure if you were just using the regular chat GPT prompts, because I've never seen that when I do it. Like if you were to pull up your window.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that was AI money gen.ai.
Yeah. That.
Okay. Oh, so
I don't think
um
it was this one. I think it was in your main, the one, yeah, yeah.
that's the Instagram. I think it was in Gordon's. Yeah, so when you use a custom GPT, no, it wasn't in that one.
It's in the Hell Yes offers. Well, I mean, I think it was in the wherever you were typing today's chats in, wherever you were typing in today's chats.
No, this was regular chat GPT.
Anyway, it's okay.
Anyway, so when you use a custom GPT, it's up to the person who created it. So this is Course Creator Pro. This person who, here it is right here.
Yep.
So this is basically him promoting himself, the person who created that GPT. So when you go to that, that's his GPT collection. So he has a bunch of them, and he's just promoting them if you're using his thread. That's all.
Great. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Let me find this brand voice workshop for you, because that was yep, there it is. Okay, so let me just show you how this folder works. And I'll give you access to the whole folder. It's document number 1 is the prompts, and you use whatever you get from number 1, you put it in number 2. So there's little spaces to fill in. And then you do number 3, and whatever you get from here, you fill in here.
And there's the content planning prompt that you were going to
Yes.
share, right? Okay, good. So
Yes. That's a social media planner, actually. And then this bonus right here, I think this was the content. A little slow. I'll send you the whole folder. Make a copy of the whole folder. That way it's
technology.
Technology is great until it isn't.
Yeah, my computer's like, I've had enough of you today.
Can you share that generically, or is that just for TED?
It's all for you. Anybody with the link. Okay. And just make a copy of the whole folder. Otherwise, you're writing on my documents and I have to erase all your work.
I'm sorry, one more question. Do
Yep.
you also use school for your community?
I'm thinking about it. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I've had a community on Facebook for a long time. I tried getting them off of Facebook 2 years ago into a paid community, and it was, low end, under $50 a month, and mm-mm. And so I have my friend Brian, who's here. He's a high ticket sales coach. His community is amazing. And I have another friend who has a school community for his $1,000 a month coaching clients, and it's so well done. So I'm thinking more along the lines of, a place for my clients, not necessarily, public. I mean, if a stranger finds it and is interested, awesome. But I kind of, I have stuff in Google Drive. I have all these workshops. I have all the recordings. And to be able to pull all of that together in a spot for my clients, I think would be really attractive.
You wouldn't have to do a lot of maintenance over time, would you?
Right. You just
That's-
you just keep adding the new stuff. So, we'll see. I'm still,
Right now, that's why I asked.
what did you say?
Well, I'm looking at Brian's
Mm,
right now. That's why I asked. And
yeah.
I talked to Dan Diamond a little bit about school too, so
Mhm.
it's kind of an up and comer.
Yeah. And I'm familiar with so many platforms. I wish sometimes when I'm making decisions like this about how to deliver a course, and I have a book coming out by January that has 12 workshops to go with it. And, when I start thinking about, well, how am I going to deliver everything? That's my sticky part because I know too much. I know too many platforms, too many choices. It's like standing in front of the peanut butter section. How do you know which one you're going to buy? They all taste like peanut butter, right?
Right.
So I think that's the hardest part is to, pick one, be satisfied with the features that it provides. But since I deleted my low end programs in December, my $10 a month, my $200 a month. I don't want to go back down that route again. I want it to be smaller, more impactful, and be for my actual client. So we'll see. David's going to help me with that decision.
Good considerations.
Yeah,
Thank you
you're
again.
welcome.
Really appreciate your time.
Oh, of course. Have a great night, guys.
Thank you very much, Suzanne.
You're
This has been
welcome.
absolutely awesome.
You're
Absolutely.
welcome. You're welcome. Leave me kind words on LinkedIn. I love kind words on LinkedIn. I would love it. Thank you.
That now. Bye now.
Okay. Thank you. Hi.